chose the quiet life for me.
Do you ever make decisions when he's not around you?
So, you're the mystery figure.
It's our turns, or you die trying to escape.
All we need is Spider.
It's just Kerrigan. Only he gets to call me that. What'll Kerenzikov say?
Learned the rest after everything that transpired. Bring her into the boardroom. I think all of our execs and investors deserve an explanation. Higurashi, persuade her for me. Now then, thankfully Spider's up and back from her trip in Rayfield's subnet. If Dakota tells us anything, it'll certainly be useful for bringing down her firm.
You're forgetting the fact that there could be someone behind her.
Someone who's behind the firm. Maybe someone we didn't expect? Could be possible, but then again, Dakota's been spearheading everything on her end for years now.
In organizations like these, there's always a shadowy figure in the background. Just look at the GD case. They folded because of a hostile takeover that they didn't expect.
Right.
You know, there's a way you can prevent a takeover, though.
Identify yourself.
Stand down.
Good man. Abiding by Rule 1 of the Syndicate.
How do you know that? Have I seen you before?
Oh, come on now. Don't you recognize me, Kerenzikov?
Matter of fact, I don't.
Here's a hint. Halifax in July.
No way. It can't be. Landon?
The one and only.
Hang on a second. After Halifax, on the spec, weren't you—
I know, but I ghosted because things were really shaken up after that. Quite a nice operation you got here. Much more streamlined than when I was here.
I take pride in that. How long has it been?
3 years since you took over. Very nice and organized. Almost as if you've elevated what we do.
Apologies for the interjection, but who exactly are you?
Yes. Kerrigan. This is Landon. Former member of the Syndicate, and one of the former heads of the board.
Ivy Kerrigan, head of security and current second in command.
Pleasure. Been 3 years since I've been back at the tower, and speaking honestly, I like where you went with this.
The tower hasn't changed much either.
Walk with me. There's a lot of things we should catch up on.
Rinsler, on me.
Rinsler, huh? I like that designation.
Former Rayfield corporate operative. Knows our Syndicate inside out ever since betraying them at Outlands. Straight up double-crossed, taking a page out of the playbook.
I'm betting 200 that Dakota was pissed when she found out about that.
No, she was. You should have seen it.
Well then, here's what's promised.
You don't have to. Seriously.
A bet is a bet, no matter how short it is.
Still the same as ever, Landon. Never changed.
Is the whole 411 protocol still a thing since I was here?
Still here. Just under a different designation. Directive 51 now.
Directive 51? Well, that has a very nice ring to it.
As it does. Now then, what did you want to discuss?
The future of the Syndicate, now that I'm here.
What's there to discuss? It's running smoothly.
Consolidation of assets, finances, ensuring any outside threats are swiftly dealt with.
Landon, relax. Let me take care of my networks.
Not in the cards. Not for you.
Well, that's one hell of a way to treat another member of the same syndicate. What about our future?
Our future? Ours? You're mistaken. You've only ever cared about yourself when Command gave you orders. Where the hell were you when Morin took the round for me back then?
That was a different circumstance. We were told to hold back.
You could have stepped in, disobeyed orders to have kept him alive.
And risk being blacklisted, hunted, and possibly murdered. Not a risk I would have taken.
You're right. Getting ahead of myself here.
What's in the past isn't something we can bring back. But I do know for a fact that bitterness between the two of us shouldn't be warranted either. We straight up worked together for all that time. We didn't go from close executives to complete strangers.
You're right. That's on me.
Good man. I'm all for putting this behind us. It's been long, so I figure we should both indulge in the successes that the syndicate's rolled in over the times.
What's the profit range for the trades ever since?
Over 940,000.
You're kidding.
Fortunately, Landon, I'm not.
And just how quickly has this racked up?
About 2 weeks.
Oh my god. You're a damn fixer, man. 2 weeks and above 940? There's something you're doing. There has to be.
Nope. Just trading intuition and surveying the supply and demand relationship. We have what our merger partners need, and we provide. Rayfield couldn't see that when they had Rinsler here infiltrate Outlands.
Naturally, that failed, or else Rayfield would be knocking at our door.
It failed for Rayfield miserably. For us, however, we gained a new asset. One who scaled on many fronts.
Well, that's certainly true. So, what needs doing?
We have the boardroom for discussions of that nature.
Fair. Rinsler on watch to make sure we're not heard?
Negative. Rinsler's reliable, so we can guarantee at least some secrecy, seeing as this is inner syndicate discussions. We got a few tips that something's going down at Outlands. Ever since we got ambushed, we've increased security quite a considerable amount. Something, however, we don't know what though, managed to sneak past. We're thinking it's just a small operation. Probably some gang trying to scout the crowd for cheap buck.
Drug traders, maybe?
Not Rayfield. We know that for now at least. We'll need to survey the area for a while longer and get some more intel.
Give it like 10 days, or do we want to push in sooner?
We need a lot of intel. Our kingpin, where they have connections, what's being sold, and how broad the reach is.
All that's in the dark. Do you have any ideas?
None, unfortunately. They rolled up about 2 weeks ago and didn't cause anything worthy of attention, and soon enough, our regulars started dropping like flies. No gunshot wounds or anything, and upon autopsy, a multitude of drugs in the bloodstream.
And now it's gotten big?
Precisely. Outlands ever since Rayfield's ambush has attracted a lot of the wrong crowd, being completely honest. Before that, we had Rayfield executives coming in and out, only there on business, along with the majority being people who wanted to live the high life for a few hours every week. But now that the scabs made camp up here, I'm expecting a hostile takeover soon enough, and we'll lose it to whoever the hell develops the biggest influence.
Now then, I think I might have an idea. That one you've got. Hacker chick, always runs surveillance when she can.
Spider.
Right, Spider. She could go in for some recon in a few days, scope it out, maybe see if she can crack the subnet and look around, CCTV-wise.
Possible. But simultaneously, the subnet itself might mistake her for a rogue AI through her own design.
She can find a way around that, no?
It might prove difficult. We scaled up the countermeasures a considerable amount after the raid because Rayfield cracked us.
Scratch that then. Unless she can find a back door or design one. That would take mad amounts of time.
Which we don't have a lot if we're going to force the scavs out in time.
In-person recon would be the only alternative, then.
I suppose so. She's capable, but impulsive at times. I just hope her head doesn't get in the way.
She could bring Rinsler. Keep her on track, have herself a backup, in case something goes wrong.
That might just be possible. Sorry for cutting you off.
It's decided then, assuming we're both in agreement?
You'd be correct.
I'm assuming I'm back on the board then.
You know the answer to that. Come on, man.
Never doubted it either.
I suggest you get acquainted with Higurashi and Flynn, as they're the ones who know quite a bit intel-wise. Kerrigan, you've already met.
Kerrigan does certainly seem like she knows things. Damn skilled, too.
Don't say that to her, it'll go to her head.
Regardless, we've at least got a plan to handle this. I'll make sure the trades continue flowing in the meantime.
Always reliable. Welcome back to the Syndicate, Landon.
Hell, it's so nice to be back. I miss this. I'll get planning right away.
Everything else comes with time. Just let things happen behind the scenes.
You certainly know more than me.
Rensler, a word, if you could. I know this whole situation might seem strange with Landon coming back after 3 years, but that doesn't change the fact that we're on the same side and that we were on the same side previously. Exactly. Take this whole thing in stride, get me? Good man. Now then, of course you heard us discussing the whole recon into Outland situation. That's shaping up to be all you and Spider. Just be sure to keep a level head. And if you find anything Rayfield related, you know exactly who to report to. Good, good. I have full confidence in you and her. Landon and I are staying on the trail and will gather as much intel as we can. We'll hold a briefing when the time's right. Knew I could count on you. You truly did prove useful after all.